Welcome back. As Russia intensifies its attack on Ukraine, an 11 Alive viewer wants to know more about NATO's role in the conflict. She reached out to our Why Guy to ask if the troops from the North Atlantic Treaty Organization could have prevented this invasion. Here's Jerry Carnes.
The images come from thousands of miles away, but they are so heartbreaking that Americans wonder if the military might of NATO could have done more to stop the Russian invasion of Ukraine. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization involves 30 countries that have vowed to protect one another.
It basically says that an attack against any one country is an attack against all countries that are within NATO.
While Ukraine is not a part of NATO, concern over the Russian invasion goes well beyond that country's borders. An 11 Alive viewer writes, asking why NATO couldn't use an emergency declaration to stop the Russian attack. Here's why that didn't happen. Dr. Jeffrey Barajikian of the University of Georgia School of Public and International Affairs says the NATO treaty is very specific.
One of the countries within NATO has to be attacked in some way, and then they come to the collective defense of that country. Ukraine is a kind of security partner, it's a political ally, but it's not in NATO.
While Russia's actions could be taken as a threat by the members of NATO, Dr. Barajikian says sending NATO troops into a country that's not a part of NATO could be confusing to the rest of the world.
It kind of makes sense to restrict in a very clear way where NATO countries will fight and where they will not. And so what you always want to have is a clear, bright red line.
NATO countries can send equipment to Ukraine and help any refugees fleeing that country.